How long has Wayfarers been open?
So for about 5 years now, Wayfarers have been in business here in town.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, the co-owner, it's a husband and wife team, and the husband ran for city council too, because we try to encourage young people to get involved. And it's become the place to hang out and for young people to come and meet, activists to come here and drink some coffee. And
aloha everybody, we're here in Laconia, and Carlos has been very kind to invite us here and to show us around town. Carlos Cardona is the Laconia Democratic County Chair. Did I get that right?
Sitting chair.
Sitting chair. Sitting chair. So it's great to be here, and you know, we just came from the Discovery Recovery Center, and it was really powerful to hear about the service and the relationships and the work that's being done to help people who are recovering from addiction, recovering from opioid addiction. And you know, you were telling us just about how this epidemic is just taking so many lives here.
Yes. The impact that it has had on my generation has been devastating. I've seen families broken because of this, but I think this city represents hope. You know, it's just showing how young people can stand up and fight for what we believe in, and that Discovery Center, it's a perfect example of that. You know, those guys, their stories are just great. So.
So Carlos was the youngest elected official in this state and the youngest Hispanic ever elected in the country at 17 years old. And it's pretty cool because young people are the engine behind the city.
Yeah, it's the engine, what's going to be hopefully our country too, to take it back and make sure that, you know, it goes in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And thank you for visiting our city.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
It's awesome to be here.
And the snow is a good sign.
I know. All right, shall we head in?
Yes, let's go in. Would you like coffee? Or?
Sure, since we're here.
Let's do that. Rachel.
Beautiful.
I'm good. So this is Rachel.
Hi.
She helps run.
How are you? Tulsi Gabbard. Nice to meet you.
Karen had to go.
Yeah, she was scooted out here. She might be back.
Okay. If you want to text her, let her know. We got caught up with conversation.
Yeah.
Even in that.
As it happens.
But we're in good hands.
Yes. Wonderful. It's great to be here.
Yeah. So we'll order whenever.
And then,
So yes, it's free Wi-Fi, it's great coffee, everything is fair trade here, or organic. Made in New Hampshire, most of the things. Of course, you don't have maple in New Hampshire. You've never visited New Hampshire.
Come on.
So it's a great place to visit, and they care about their employees and offering them fair wages, good opportunity. They roast their own coffee here.
Wow.
So you know you're going to have a good coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming if you're from Hawaii, you drink coffee.
We also, you know, I try not to, just because of my schedule and everything else. But we appreciate good coffee in Hawaii, and we appreciate locally grown coffee. We're the only domestic coffee producers in the country.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And there's a lot of coffee connoisseurs.
Yeah, I can imagine. Being from Puerto Rico, everybody's a fan of coffee. Yeah. So you can't be Puerto Rican and not drink coffee.
No,
so.
exactly.
But yeah, we appreciate good coffee, and I can tell you here they always have a good one.
Yeah.
It's just a friendly place to hang out.
Yeah.
Everybody's always, this is where candidates come, so they meet them, they shake hands, take pictures.
Yeah.
It's
a nice gathering place.
Alrighty, so we're going to have a coffee for the Congresswoman.
Yes, please. Anybody else? You going to have something?
No, I'm not, but I'll cover your coffee.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Whose phone do you feel like?
Perfect. Small's fine.
Would you like coffee? And of course they have...
Oh my, that looks great. Yeah. Yeah, we almost had to flip a U-turn the other day because of the maple cotton candy sign on the side of the road. Yeah, we'll have to get it before we leave. Yeah.
So right now it's maple syrup.
Yeah.
They start warmer days, the maple comes down from the trees, so we start tapping the trees.
Thank you so much.
Husband, family, owns a farm. We go help them.
Yeah.
Did you work today?
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, it was nice. It was busy, but it wasn't like
Good stay.
great. We had someone on call all week, like.
So we'll do some introducing to
Yeah.
people around here.
Hi, how are you?
So I'm going to introduce you.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And I'm Carlos Cardenas, and we're doing an event at Burrito Meat. We figured to stop here and shake some hands.
Yeah.
Would you guys like a picture, ask some questions? It's a good opportunity to meet a presidential candidate.
Yeah. What are you saying? Armenian genocide.
Yes, I'm in World War II at
Wow.
Laconia High School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you guys have to do a presentation or going through the different genocides throughout history?
Yeah, so we're starting with the Armenian genocide because it's definitely one a lot of controversy.
It is.
Because Turkey doesn't believe that they did it and everything, so it's definitely a great thing to learn about.
They're trying to erase history
Pretty much.
that shows that they did do it.
Yeah, no, I would love to know why you wanted to get to presidential campaign and everything like that.
I'm a veteran and a soldier in the Army National Guard, and I've served in the Middle East on 2 deployments, and I've seen the cost of war firsthand. So the most important job that the president has is to be the commander-in-chief for our country, and in doing so, as commander-in-chief, I will end the regime change wars like we've seen in Iraq, in Libya, and Syria. Work to end this new Cold War that's being ramped up between the United States and countries like Russia and China, to bring us back from the brink of nuclear disaster, which is a greater threat today than it ever has been before, and to take all of the money, the trillions of dollars that are being spent on these wars, and bring them back to fulfill the needs of our communities. You know, Carlos has been walking around town, and you know, there's a lot of things that need to be addressed, a lot of resources that are needed, and things like opioid recovery.
I graduated from Laconia High School. I was the youngest elected official in 2007. I ran at age 17. So hopefully, if you guys are in that range, you start getting involved, because change really starts at high school level. And I wish more kids would get involved. But I'm involved in this process because I truly care about our city and presidential candidates hearing what affects us every day and what our lives are like.
That's right.
What our people are like.
Well, I'll just say on the Armenian genocide, we're supporting legislation that will officially acknowledge, make it so the United States government officially acknowledges that the genocide occurred.
Yeah.
Because the United States is one of the few countries who has so far refused to even acknowledge that that genocide happened. And that acknowledgement hasn't taken place yet because of Turkey's lobby and influence in Washington. So, as we know, acknowledging these things in our history are essential to making sure that we don't continue to allow them to happen again to more people.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Good luck with your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys. Nice meeting you. Hey, Karen is here.
Hi, how are you?
Good, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to town.
Thank you. You've got a beautiful place here.
Thank you.
Karen and her husband Ruben are backbone of our community. It's so important that we have young families opening businesses, offering people a place to
Gather.
do their
Hang out.
homework. You know, this is what America's all about. Our founding fathers met in pubs and restaurants.
Yes.
You know,
So you're from Ohio?
I'm from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said Ohio.
No, I got confused the H's on my phone.
You'd be surprised. That actually happens a lot.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
2 very different places. But yeah,
Okay.
I've been a congresswoman from Hawaii for over 6 years now.
Oh wow.
Just got elected my 4th term a little while ago, and
A little different weather here.
Slightly. I got good gear. I'm keeping warm. No problem. It's funny because we walked out this morning and it was snowing, and as a kid growing up in Hawaii, I didn't see snow until I was probably a teenager,
Yeah.
and so it's still cool.
Yeah.
It's still cool. It is
I
beautiful.
love it. It's an islander thing. We see the snow and we're like, oh, this is so pretty.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, a lot of people here will either get stuck
That's right.
So you just have to take advantage of each season that you love. It's nice to have a place finally downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang out and
Where are
be
you from
community.
originally?
Seattle.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my whole family's out there, but we came out here because my husband wanted to open a business with his cousin, and then a few years after that, he's like, "Okay, it's your turn." So I was done teaching, and it's nice too. So we're definitely got a lot of Bohemians in the mix down here, but it's a beautiful town. And
Yeah.
we love it, and we love the town.
Yeah.
It's a big family and it's a big network. Everybody has a seat at the table, which is great. Everybody has a part in revitalizing this town, and it's gonna
And
come
it's
together.
definitely all about your perspective.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, anytime you're
Yeah.
positives and you're negatives, but if we can kind of change that story,
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
It's an amazing city. I've met nothing but the best people here.
Yeah.
And it becomes like a second family. Now you see people walking, you're like, hey, how are ya? You know?
Yeah, I love it.
So
Everyone knows
it's a
everyone.
good
Small
feeling.
town
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But in
It's
too many
it's
places get lost, right? Just that feeling of, connectedness and togetherness, and knowing that, well, we come from different places sometimes. We can work it out.
Yeah, the greatest thing about all this is everybody helping each other out
That's right.
to keep going up. So which is really nice. So
Definitely need the community.
yeah, we need each other.
Yeah.
It's working out great here, and we can make it work for the country. We have the right people, so I think it's good. So I want.
People come together.
I'm glad you got to meet Karen.
Yeah. me
Ruben
too.
is out of town, but
Yes, he had an
another
appointment
time.
in another town, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yes.
We'll be back,
Enjoy
right,
Burrito
Carlos?
Me. I know you guys are
We
headed
will.
over there.
Yeah, well, after here, we're gonna shake some hands and then go back over there.
So you'll see
Walk
that
over there.
they've been open for almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
This is our 4th year here from Wayfair.
It's the lunch
Spot.
And I was telling you, so Tulsi is vegan, and we talked about how you guys have vegan nights
We do,
there,
yeah.
which is
So-
amazing.
Yep. So there's one of our staff members over there. He cooks it all. He does it
Oh,
all
wow.
on,
And the dishes are amazing. I'm
Yeah,
not
they
vegan,
are.
but I've always wanted to be. And I got
no,
invited as
I'm
running.
not either, but they also, I mean, the food
Yeah.
is excellent.
I got invited as a candidate, and I was like shocked what I was eating. It
Yeah.
tasted
Yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's neat. It's neat to let people on the team kind of take ownership of something,
Totally.
and just it keeps them around,
Yep.
keeps them happy.
Yep.
You got a great team. You got an amazing team.
Yeah, I saw that. It was the first thing I walked in the door. We met briefly there and
Yeah.
saw the vegan night sign on the wall. I said, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
We talked about having possibly a vegan night later on, inviting
Yeah,
Tulsi.
exactly. I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah. But her whole staff is, and that's amazing. To find a candidate that actually does what they preach it's just pretty awesome. And being vegan is not an easy thing, and to me that's like admirable. So
And there's definitely, there's different reasons for it.
Of
You want to
course.
understand
Yeah.
why and
Yep.
why people do that. It's obviously their choice.
for me, it's
Yeah.
because I'm such an animal rights activist. It's important to someday get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's admirable that you guys are able to, live the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's good for the animals in the end of the day.
The environment, I think that's been a huge issue for me since I was a kid, and especially more so now as we're seeing so many different threats contributing to the degradation of our planet.
Your family just bought a farm. It's our dream to have a little farm. So it's been, and just to be so connected to exactly where everything's grown and raised is, a lot of people, that's why they, choose to, want to be vegan or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's, for us, it's not that different.
Yeah.
As far as knowing exactly what all those
Yeah.
people. So that's something that we bring here and
Yeah.
connect to the community. It's all the same, those same values of knowing and creating sustainable products.
That's right. Yep. Yep.
Well,
All
thank
the
you.
community, all about it.
Yeah,
Introduce
that's
really quick.
we've just been here for a little bit, but just that's come through very beautifully.
Yeah.
Everyone we've met. Yeah. Thank you so
It's a
much.
work in progress.
Thanks for letting us
Sorry. Enjoy it.
host this
doing
in your
it.
place.
just gonna walk
Appreciate
over
it. Thank you.
Right now and go do that right now.
Watch your back, hon.
Okay.
Hi. Aloha. How are you? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Cynthia Matthews.
Cynthia. Nice to meet you.
My sister Marie Leahy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
My niece
you.
Erin Flora.
Hi.
Her daughter Jillian.
Oh wow, you got the whole clan here. And you've met my sister.
Yes, indeed. We were just been here.
Oh, good.
You know, care providers here at the table. You got a retired family nurse practitioner and a current occupational
occupational therapist.
Wow.
Who we were just discussing this morning about the tragedy of the healthcare system,
Yes.
The way it is at this time in our country.
Makes our jobs very difficult.
Makes our job incredibly difficult to try to access necessary care.
Have what you need to deliver that care to people.
Right. And so Baron and I think we both share healthcare is one of our main concerns for future elected officials.
Sure.
If I got that correct.
Yeah.
What's one of the biggest challenges that you see as a practitioner?
Just access to things
Yeah.
that our patients need.
Yeah.
Coverage.
Yeah.
A lot of things that they really need is the biggest. Yeah.
The hoops you have to jump through for things that are absolutely
The bureaucracy
necessary.
and the paperwork.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like you document and you document well,
Yeah.
but then it comes back that you need additional documentation and additional documentation, and it's basically just rewording what you already wrote.
Yeah.
It really offers no particular new information, but the hoops that you jump through in order to access care, especially for individuals on Medicaid, is really
Yeah. Especially if you're.
if it's a person, if you're advocating for someone on Medicaid.
Got it.
Very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Yep.
Big program, can understand that a big program's going to have a certain level of bureaucracy associated with it, but I think with the right minds, streamlining and trusting the providers not to be like ordering a CAT scan on every person walking in the headache.
Right.
That's how I think.
Right. Yeah. You see how some who, a very small number of people who may try to abuse the system end up making it very difficult for everyone. Yeah.
Sure, even we were talking about the robocalls about, do you need if you have pain, you can get a knee brace or a shoulder brace.
Exactly.
And I got on the phone with them, I punched through to I wanted to talk to
Good
a
for you.
representative. I said, I'm going to a nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
This is Medicare. Click.
Wow. Good for you.
So that's probably that's my big concern.
Yeah. That really lack of fairness and access to care, I think, is the biggest issue that I see and that I hear from people all across, whether it's Hawaii or here in New Hampshire and other communities, and where I think the goal of universal coverage is so important to eliminate that kind of middleman of the for-profit insurance companies, so that providers can focus on delivering care. People who need care can get the care that they need. We reduce the overhead costs, but also recognizing that in a Medicare for All proposal, we do have to address some of the issues that make it so some providers choose not to take Medicare patients, right?
Right, exactly right.
And so we've got to come at it from both ends, so that we're actually meeting that objective of providers delivering care and people getting the care. That's what it comes down to.
And I think the managed care trend of the 1980s really corrected a lot of bad behavior on the part of healthcare providers anyway. So I think you currently have people coming out of medical school or NP schools that are really geared toward cost effectiveness.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was like I said, a CAT scan on anybody coming into the emergency room with a headache.
Right.
Craziness.
Right.
Totally wasted money. And now people are really more in tune with, get the CAT scan if you really need it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, in Congress, I'm the Democratic co-chair of the Nursing Caucus.
Really?
And so just have a special appreciation for nurses and being on the front lines and being usually the main people that patients come in and see. So we're doing a lot of work in trying to improve educational opportunities and training and providing resources. Because I know in Hawaii we face huge nursing shortages. Those shortages are happening across the country. So, yeah, exactly. And we've been able to work in a strong bipartisan way when Republicans were in charge of the House, we were able to pass legislation through, and we're looking forward to having another productive session on that as well.
And I should say thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yes.
My privilege. No, I worked in a medical unit during my first deployment to Iraq, and just provided a lot of the operational and logistical support to our medics and our nurses and our doctors, and so saw things from a very different perspective there, just about the delivery of care, but also really about the cost of war and who pays the price. Yeah. And that it goes beyond, you know, a deployment when folks come home and have to deal with a lot of issues for a long time. So nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Enjoy your time.
I appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Enjoy the rest of your holiday today. I hope you get the day off. Yeah. Okay, good. Take care. Thank you. Yeah.
We'll go this way.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Very good. Nice to meet you.
Tulsi Gabbard. What's your name?
Heather.
Heather. Nice to
sorry for
meet
the
you.
cold
Oh, no, it's okay. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. What's your name?
Ariel.
Ariel. Nice to
Thanks
meet
for
you.
having the guts to run.
Thank you. There's a lot to be done.
Yes, there is.
Can't stand by and do nothing, so we're driving on.
Good.
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks for coming
Nice
to
to
the
meet
cold
you.
New Hampshire.
I know. It's a beautiful day, though. It's a beautiful day. Take
Good
care.
luck.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right.
What a great
so,
spot.
Yeah, this is awesome place and it has a great story. So.
Yeah.
Another little shop that I always talk about, it's the Wild Woman Studio.
Okay.
And people always hear the name and they, you know, giggle, but it's a studio of a woman. She considers herself to be wild, and they sell crystals, minerals, jewelry, homemade in made in New Hampshire. The barbershop here, these are all shops that are millennials. They open them and they follow the tradition. The barbershop
cool.
here is really
That looks
cool.
classic.
It's an old-fashioned. They have a 200-year-old barber's chair in there.
Wow.
Unfortunately, they're closed today because of the holiday. But,
Yeah.
the guys there are young, and you know they built a business out of nothing, and now that's a place where people go, get their haircuts, and talk politics. And I was getting my haircut
Just as
there.
they have done for generations, right?
Yeah, we were talking, getting my haircut done last week, and they're like, "What presidential candidate is coming to Laconia next?" And I said, "Tulsi Gabbard is coming."
All right.
So they were excited to hear that,
Good.
and they want the story of this city to be told.
Yeah.
So these places are, most of them are empty, but we're in the process of bringing more owners here to downtown Laconia, and we're working in the progress of that. This building was the old Masonic temple in the 1800s, and there was a fire in late 1800s, and it was reconstructed, and it's beautiful inside. It's marble, great tiles, so you know, great architecture, and that's what I hope that the city will continue to do.
Preserve.
The Colonial Theater, which is in the background, something that we're still fighting for federal grants.
Okay.
It's the same style as the Lincoln Theater.
Wow.
And so you can imagine how beautiful it's inside.
So you have a lot of, you have some empty space, you have a lot of young people who are starting businesses.
Yep.
What kind of resources and support is there for that to happen? Because you know, it takes access to capital and other things
there
to
is
do that.
places such as the Belknap County Capital Improvement Group. They offer young entrepreneurs money so that they can open their shops. There's places such as, you know, Hands Across the Table, identify young talent, get them to college. There's a local community college, which is a great, huge resource.
Okay.
You know, they educate people, but at the same time, they have programs tailored towards people that want to open businesses here in town.
Fantastic.
So it's great. And of course, you have a city council. Not all, but most of them are pro-business and getting people back to working in our downtown.
Right.
So we have City Councilor Andrew Hosmer, who was a senator here for our state, and he's been a great leader in making sure that our city puts our downtown and our workforce first. So
That's good. How many members on the city council?
So there's 6 wards. Each ward has 1 councilor,
Okay.
and of course there's the mayor. The mayor only votes if the city, if there's a tie.
I see.
So,
Okay.
and of course he's at every ceremony and event to sign. Yeah. This is our Veterans Square. So there is you won't be able to see it on today, but there's a Holocaust memorial in the middle where there's smoke comes out.
Really?
Not smoke, sorry, mist, resembling all the lives that were lost in the Holocaust.
Wow.
So, and of course there's a World War I, World War II, and Civil War memorial, and it's beautiful this summer, but of course we're missing that. We have our Laconia Library,
We saw that building on the way in. It's
It used to be a
beautiful.
castle in 1800 when a guy had a library in there, and he had his own collection of books that he could cross.
I'm Tulsi. How are you? Hi. You guys coming over?
I don't know.
Oh, we're just gonna have a gather in
Burrito Me.
Burrito Me. If you want to come by. Okay. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Dennis.
Hi, Dennis. Hi, Jennifer. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Great to be
Tulsi.
here in your beautiful town.
Oh my gosh, I'm from down south. I'm from Memphis. And I'm like, what is this? This is my first year being in this trouble.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Well, let me click the button. So this is the cool, interesting story about numbers in Laconia and Belknap County. They voted 16% in favor of Trump when he was president. And I think we're one of the counties that are having shoppers remorse. So you're going to hear a lot of what you just heard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are angry with how the president did it.
What was it? Was it a lot of those?
Yeah, it's a lot of empty promises. Yeah. It's a lot. We're going to bring jobs back. We're going to bring manufacturers jobs back. And this used to be a big manufacturing town, a mill town. And so it's a lot of empty promises.
Yeah.
And people took them seriously. And
Yeah.
he brought the vision instead. And so,
Did he come through here?
Donald Trump did not stop here and did not come here. He did make Belknap County once it stopped. He did have an office here in downtown, which is very visible. Big giant sign, something to fly by every day.
Yeah. I know, it's great. This is what we do when we campaign in Hawaii. We have our yard signs and
you're going to see
down
a
the side of the
million of
road.
them.
Yeah?
It's just winter, so nobody has them out yet.
Right.
People are still... What I love about New Hampshire is they give every 10 minutes their stop.
Yeah. No, it's great.
So you're going to hear a lot of that. They're listening.
Do you guys do this waving too? Hi.
Oh, we do. We love
I love it. I love it. How are you?
Thank you for coming
Thank
out.
you so much. Thanks for your help. Thanks for waving and being here. We'll make our way inside. What's your name?
Vicky.
Vicky. Nice to meet you.
God.
Awesome. I was just telling Carlos, we do a lot of sign waving in Hawaii.
Yeah, we saw a lot of side waving when we lived in Hawaii.
Oh, really? Where did you live? Oh, yeah. That's where we live.
We used to New Hampshire
Uh-huh.
to feel at home.
You immediately brought warmth to my heart. Thank you.
We used to wave signs for you in Hawaii, so now we
Thank
get to
you
wave
very
signs in New
much.
Hampshire.
What's your name?
John Wendell.
John. Wonderful.
used to-
Nice to see you.
I'm a retired professor. I used to teach accounting at Manoa.
Oh, no kidding. And what brought you guys to Laconia?
We retired to be with his family, so
Okay.
we live up a little further north in Sandwich,
Got it.
New Hampshire. So.
Well, it's nice to see you. Thank you for coming out. I'm sorry I don't have a lei for you or anything.
We should have
To
one
make
for
you feel really. Oh,
Oops, we should have one for you, not you for us.
no, no.
But I don't
Thank you.
know that we don't inside.
Welcome. Nice to be able to long run.
I know. Thank you.
We got lost.
So much.
Yeah, right.
The restroom before we go down there. So I'm just gonna jump in here real quick, if you don't mind.